The Bodhisattva's Household. Vimalakirti Nirdesa Sutra Chapter 8, Chinese translation by Kumarajiva, A.D. 406. Before Manjushri and the great assembly arrived to converse with him, Vimalakirti had sent all his household away and cleared all the furniture out of the house. When he was asked about his household, he replied in this gatha: Wisdom is the Bodhisattva's mother. Appropriate method is his father. The guides and leaders of the multitudes are each and all brought forth from these parents. Enjoyment of the doctrine is his wife. Sympathy and mercy are his daughters. Goodwill and sincerity are his sons. Ultimate void and stillness are his house. His crowd of disciples is the passions which obey the directions of his will. His friends are the wings of enlightenment, through whom he grows to true enlightenment. The perfections are his religious friends. The four inducements are his singing girls, who sing and chant the words of the doctrine, and this melody serves as his music. The formulas are his parks and gardens. The untainted elements are his trees. The wish for Bodhi forms their pure, fine flowers. Liberation and insight are their fruit. The bathing pool of 8 liberations is filled deep with meditation's water and strewn with the 7 flowers of pureness. The bather is the undefiled person. The 5 powers are elephants and horses. The great vehicle is his chariot, which is driven by singleness of mind and travels along the 8-fold right road. The marks provide his figure's ornaments. All the minor signs adorn his body. Contrition is the garment that he wears. A deep mind is his headdress of flowers. His riches are the 7 precious things. To teach the law is the interest from them. To behave according to the teaching and transfer the merit is his great gain. The 4 absorptions are his bed and seat, which are produced from a life of pureness. Ample learning and increase of wisdom are the music by which he is awakened. His food is the nectar of the doctrine. The taste of liberation is his sauce. He washes in the bath of a pure mind. The sections of the rule are his lotion. He exterminates the bandit passions. None can surpass him in courage or strength. He subdues the 4 classes of devils and hoists victory flags in the field of truth. He knows that there is no birth or decay, yet is born in order to show others. He manifests himself in all countries, and, like the sun, he is seen everywhere. In the 10 quarters, he honors and serves unnumbered millions of Tathagatas. In his thoughts, he conceives no difference between the Buddhas and his own person. Though he knows that all the Buddha countries and ordinary beings are empty, yet he always cultivates a pure land for the instruction of common beings. The Bodhisattva, with power of no fear, can manifest in one moment all the kinds of living beings that are, with their forms and voice and behavior. He is aware of the Mara's affairs and appears to follow their practices. By his wisdom of efficient good means, he can manifest them all at his will. Sometimes he appears old, sick, or dying, in order to mature common beings. He knows well that all is like a phantom. His understanding meets no obstacles. Sometimes he shows the fire that ends an age, which utterly consumes heaven and earth. Its blaze demonstrates transitoriness to beings with notions of permanence. When countless millions of living beings all come and invite the Bodhisattva, he goes to all their homes at the same time and converts them to seek the Buddha's way. Texts of prescriptions and books of formulas, skills, and all kinds of mechanical arts, all of these he produces and uses to benefit ordinary beings. In order to resolve people's errors, he enters the monastic life in all the many religious sects of the world, yet does not fall into perverted views. Sometimes he acts as god of sun and moon, or as King Brahma, ruler of the world. Sometimes he acts as the earth or water. Sometimes, again, he acts as wind or fire. Whenever there is a plague in an age, he manifests himself as drugs and herbs, and whoever swallows these medicines is cured of disease and purged of poisons. When there is a famine in any age, he manifests himself as food and drink. First he delivers people from hunger, and then he tells them about the doctrine. If there are arms and armies in an age, he rouses goodwill and pity toward them, and he converts all those living beings to live in a state free from contention. When there is a great array of battle and the armies are raised in equal strength, the Bodhisattva shows his dreadful force, subdues them, and brings concord and peace. Throughout each and every land and country, to every place where beings are in hell, he goes in haste, and having arrived there, he labors to relieve their afflictions. Throughout each and every land and country where animal beings eat each other, there he manifests himself in life in order to give benefit to them. He appears to indulge in the 5 lusts, but he also appears to meditate, and thus he confuses the devil's minds, so that they miss their opportunities. A lotus blossom that grows in a fire has to be described as a rarity. One who lives amid lust, yet meditates, constitutes a still greater miracle. Sometimes he appears to be a harlot, to attract all those who are fond of sex. First he draws them in with the hook of lust, then leads them into the Buddha's wisdom. Sometimes he is a city magistrate, sometimes he is a leader of merchants, a state teacher, or a great minister, in order to profit living beings. For all who are in poverty and need, he appears as an endless store of wealth, and takes the chance to exhort and guide them so that they aspire to enlightenment. To the self-minded, arrogant, and proud, he shows himself as a man of great strength, to reduce and subdue their arrogance and establish them in the supreme way. With the multitudes who are timorous, he stays before them and reassures them. First, he confers fearlessness upon them. Then, he brings them to aspire to the way. Sometimes he appears free from lewd desires, as a hermit with 5 magic powers, to teach and guide ordinary beings and set them in precepts, patience, and love. If he sees anyone who needs servants, he appears and acts as a serving man. After he has satisfied the man's needs, he then awakens his mind to the way. In accordance with what people require, he gets them to enter the Buddha's way. By his power of efficient good means, he can provide them with all that they need. Thus, his enlightenment is infinite. His practices are innumerable. His wisdom and insight are limitless. He liberates a countless multitude. Even supposing that all the Buddhas were to sing the praises of his virtue through millions of ages without number, they still wouldn't be able to finish. Who that has heard such a doctrine as this would not have the wish for enlightenment, except for some people of no account who are without wisdom, stupid, and dim?